everybody, it's Austin Andrews from ADHDanswers.org, and I want to thank you for checking out this next video in our series on managing your child's ADHD behaviors. So, does this look like your child's study area? As you can see, I've got music blasting, computer up, video games, a mess in my drawers and all over. I don't even know what is what on this desk. And this is, organizing this is difficult enough for quote-unquote normal students, so just imagine a highly inattentive or hyperactive child with ADHD, even more so with them. So one thing that we're going to do here is to talk about how to better organize your child's study time. And one thing we're going to do is field a question that we received from one of our subscribers on our newsletter. This is from Sarah in Macon, Georgia, and she writes in, "Hey Austin, I've been on your mailing list for a few weeks and just want to say thank you. You've really shared some great material that I've been able to practice with my 10-year-old son. This particular school year has been really hard on him because of his ADHD. He's starting to get loaded up with more and more homework, and I see him getting more disorganized and frustrated. This has resulted in him not getting his homework turned in on time. My question is, can you recommend some strategies that will help my child become more organized with his homework? Thanks for your help." So Sarah and everybody else out there who deals with this situation right here, we definitely can provide some good strategies for you, and we're going to go into that. This is something that we see frequently with ADHD kids, and okay, what I want to do here is point out some things that are obviously not going to work here for any student, much less a child who is inattentive, hyperactive, or impulsive. First thing you'll notice, the big distraction is I've got a video game up. This is just too big of a temptation, even for me as an adult, much less a kid out there. So that, number one, that is a serious flaw here. Number two, the music was blaring. That is just not going to work, especially music with lyrics. So typically that can be very, very distracting. And another thing we can see, obviously, look at this mess here in the drawers. Papers everywhere. I've got papers from different subjects. I don't know what is what here. I can't find the stuff that I need. I mean, this is just not going to work. So you can see there's a lot going on here. And this is just not a good environment to get anything done, much less study and accomplish anything. So now what we're going to do, we're going to show you some practical things you can do today to clean this up and have a much more productive study time. Okay everybody, we are back now with a much improved study area here. Through the magic of video editing, our work area is clean and organized. It's much easier to keep up with what we're doing, be much more productive with our study time. So the first thing you'll notice is all our supplies are in order right here. We have pens, pencils, staplers, whatever we're going to need here, even a computer to type on if we have to do that for the older students who have projects. You'll notice that our music is not blaring. We do have music here, but it's classical music, and we have recently seen some different articles and studies that have shown that having white noise can be very productive with just about anybody. You notice that the music we have is classical music with no lyrics, so that is shown to be much more effective. In addition, classical music has also been shown to promote a more concentration and also help with brain development as well, especially in the younger kids. If music is not your thing, another thing we can recommend is having a fan, such as this one here. It produces good white noise or background noise that can help drown out any distractions that may be occurring elsewhere in your environment here. So another thing that we want to point out is that we have a computer here, and moms and dads, I know that this is not our generation growing up here. Kids are much more computer savvy. In fact, computers are basically a part of their everyday lives now, and kids of all ages mostly have internet access, and which can be a big distraction. So one thing you might want to consider doing is limiting your child's internet access that can really reduce the distractions. So you might want to have a password or a separate login account for them or whatever that they have to ask you for permission for before they can have access to. So that can greatly reduce the temptation to surf the internet, play video games or whatever. So that's very important. I think that will really help. So another thing to consider, we think that will really make your time more productive with studying, is rather than having your child sit for long continuous periods of time, be available there at the house with them to monitor their study time. And it'd probably be a good idea to break their studying down into segments, maybe shorter, more focused blocks of time. So especially children who are inattentive and have trouble maintaining focus and staying on task, that is usually a very effective way to help them get the most out of their study time. So another thing we can do is to prioritize homework assignments. For example, when your child gets home and you look at their agenda made from class and the homework assignments from the different teachers, one thing you can do very quickly is to prioritize homework assignments and make a list. For example, you could say, first thing we're going to do, we're going to complete your math problems first. Then we're going to move on to a reading assignment or science or whatever it is, however you want to prioritize it. Give your child firm direction, have them work in shortened, focused blocks of time to complete that before they move on to the next thing. So another thing we can do here that's effective is to have a very routine study time. And I know kids, when they get home, the last thing they want to do is come back in the house and get their school work out and do more work. So well, some parents insist on doing that, while others, you might want to let your kid unwind for a while and do something they enjoy for a little while before having a more focused study session. So I know this sounds very easy to do, sounds very simple, but with all the stuff going on in our lives today, we're so busy, it's often overlooked. Many kids have sports practices after school, piano lessons, whatever it is. There's a number of different things that make people so busy, make it so difficult to consistently do this, but really it's very effective and a powerful technique that will make the most out of your child's study time. So if they can get used to doing that, I think it's only going to help. I think you'll both see a big difference. So these are some things that you can do immediately. You can try these things in your home as soon as today, and we really hope that this has been helpful to you. And we want to make sure to remind you for more tips like this, more useful information, we want you to log on to adhdanswers.org, where you'll find many more practical strategies that you can implement in your home and in the classroom to help your child manage their ADHD behaviors. So we also offer our free newsletter. It's totally free to you, and it's packed full of great information. And it's very simple to log on. Just provide us with a valid email address, your name, and you'll be signed right up and you'll immediately start receiving that. So until next time, this is Austin Andrews.